So today's listing is exactly $1 million listing. It's $995,000. It's a house that would actually be, probably $3 million if it were down in Kalorama and Embassy Row and on a quieter street. It's on 16th Street, which is very busy in Shepherd Park. It is across the street from Rock Creek Park, and inside Rock Creek Parkway there is actually a public golf course. So it has an amenity close by. It's just that it's very noisy in the front yard. There is a super generous backyard, and it's quite a large house. And as you'll see, as soon as we shut the door, you no longer hear the street traffic. Shepherd's Park is a well-to-do area that's been well-to-do for a long time. And it used to be an African American neighborhood. It's now much more mixed. It used to be an upper middle class and upper class African American neighborhood when real estate was more restricted and segregated. So these huge generous homes were built here. DC, like Atlanta, and perhaps like maybe Harlem during the Harlem Renaissance, which I don't know that much about, but is one of the few cities that's had a century-old, actually, black middle and upper middle class, if not more than a century. I mean, DC had free persons of color before the Civil War. Anyway, it's kind of funny because I actually have another blog where I cover kind of political events, and I told people what I would still tell them, which is, although DC's changing a lot, and this has nothing to do with race, as is clear from this house and its neighborhood, certain neighborhoods in DC are very dangerous. You can, no matter what your race, unfortunately, be stabbed at a metro stop in a nice neighborhood because you are wearing a leather jacket someone wants. And you can be mugged or day bashed almost anywhere, although some neighborhoods are worse than others. And most of them, if you look at the crime statistics, are neighborhoods east of 14th Street. So I said that in a blog for some people who were visiting DC. And MSNBC, actually two MSNBC chatterers, I won't say anything more disparaging than that, people who never get any facts right. One in particular, Rachel Maddow, who frequently has little howlers. She's had one about Ron Paul and about Gary Johnson, and she frequently gets things right about who's running in what party, gets things wrong about who's running in what party and who dropped out of primaries. She, of course, said that I had mentioned race, which I hadn't. And she claimed that all the neighborhoods that I said were safe were only the white neighborhoods. And then she and some other people did a ridiculous little map that was basically the mall and part of Georgetown, which had nothing to do with anything that I'd said. And that's because they don't know about neighborhoods like this. If they've ever been here, they thought that this was an all-white neighborhood as they drove by because the houses look nice, and there were gigantic backyards like this one with a garage in the back. So, actually, you can hear the traffic in the backyard, unfortunately, although you couldn't hear it in the house. Anyway, Miss Maddow and I think perhaps some other Pinos, which is what I call progressives in name only. Oh, we've got a tree house. Drive through neighborhoods like this, and they think that anyone who's not Caucasian is the help instead of the homeowner. But wrong. Although this neighborhood is now very integrated, lots of gay people here, Asians, white people, it's still basically an upper middle class African American neighborhood. That's its roots. That's still a lot of who is around. Everyone gets along. Everyone's very friendly. Slightly below us on 16th Street Heights, there is, on 16th Street, there is every kind of church in the world, and synagogue, and Baha'i temple, and everything else. But people who aren't from DC don't know that. And actually, DC's transient population of people who just move here from other places don't know that either. Anyway, just to show you the 2 yards, and the first floor took 5 minutes. And I usually only make these tapes 10 minutes long, so we may not actually see the whole place. We're on the second floor now. I think there are 3 or 4 bedrooms here. This is actually a children's bedroom, and yet it has this really nicely appointed bathroom that has its own skylight and has a shower, not a bath, but still very nice. There's this generous hallway, so everybody's bedroom is not touching everybody else's. There's this really nicely done storage area. Notice that you can't hear the street here in the bedroom, which is good. Nice crown molding. A nicely redone bathroom. I actually want to redo one of mine much like this with this kind of wainscoting. Here's the master bedroom. The master bedroom is really something in a way. It has windows on two sides. Someone's put in that light fixture. Has this nice washer and dryer. Very modern. Has this deep walk-in closet. And then it has this kind of dressing area with a lot of other closets. Dressing area even has a window. And here's this nice bathroom. Again, only a shower, but it has his and hers, or his and his, or hers and her sinks. So there's not a lot to object to here. But then that's not all, because there's actually a third floor, which has this nice little window to let in more light. And it has this nice bathroom where you sort of have to bend your head as you get into the various facilities. It has this sweet little attic-y bedroom. I'm sure a kid would love it. Which actually has sort of skylighty windows as well as regular windows. Probably those are added. Used to just be a ceiling. There's kind of mirror image room here. All very sweet. So, I generally, for all kinds of reasons, only make these videos 10 minutes long. So we'll see if we can run and get the basement captured in the next 2 minutes without having to do. Here's the lovely living room again, or lovely dining room rather. And the living room. And then there's the kitchen. And then there's the kind of table space second dining room off the kitchen. And then we have the basement, which is a finished basement. And has a second study, playroom, living room. Has a fireplace, has, not a lot of windows. And then it has this, which most people in DC would perhaps make this a bedroom. You'd have to put down some kind of flooring. Lots of times they would make this into a bedroom for a nanny. Although it looks to me like we only have a half bath here. So it's not as workable as some rooms are for nanny. There's this kind of storage area. And there's this little basement-y room that you can't even see because it's so dark. Has one teeny window. And the furnace. So, to really make this usable for a nanny, a little extra work has to be done. Some flooring. I don't know if you have to reconfigure it. To figure out where you're putting maybe a tiny second kitchen, although it's just up the stairs to the real kitchen. Maybe a shower for nanny, so she doesn't have to go all the way up to the second floor. which is where the showers start. And that's our 10 minutes, complete with a rant about Rachel Maddow and the evil of incompetent, politically motivated journalist.